Good morning. Welcome to Winnipeg. Yeah, today is a little bit longer than yesterday. I don't know how much longer. I was on the internet there about an hour or so ago, and I was trying to find a formula or a chart that would tell me to the fraction of a second how much longer today is, like daylight, than yesterday. And I could find all kinds of places that would give it to me within, like they would go minute to minute. But I couldn't find anything that would give it to the fraction of a second. There's probably a formula for that, but I don't know. It doesn't really matter. I was just sort of curious. Anyway, minus 6.9. It's warming up. Yeah, that's not bad for this time of year. Okay, now what we're going to be doing today is, just let me move my Pizza Day cup here, and we are going to check out, and this is the very first time I'm actually looking at it, we're going to be checking out our microcrystal clear as a glue. Now, I was reading in here yesterday in the fine print that it does say something about glue, and then several viewers were saying how they use it as glue. So I might start using it a little bit more too. But we'll just zoom in and take a nice close look, and then we'll try and break it off of here. I just want to see how strong it is. Now most of this model we're building, stuff doesn't have to be strong. It just has to be held in place. So that when you're moving the model around, it doesn't fall off. You know, like the turrets on my HMS Hood over there, the smaller turrets, I didn't glue them down. And then I guess when I was moving the case, it was kind of jiggling a little bit, and I think the 3 or 4 of the smaller turrets fell over. Well, live and learn, right? Okay. I still haven't taken the glass off of the case and fixed that because it's a bit of an effort to get it on and off. Not impossible, just it means I have to stand up. I shouldn't laugh. Okay, let's recompose. I don't know what we're going to be doing today here. We are now officially in step 57. I guess we could. There is some things we could do before we paint, but a lot of this stuff it has to be. It should be, I would think, painted before it's assembled. Now, maybe I'm wrong. Well, for instance, like the ladder, for instance, I think it would probably be easier to paint it now. And then maybe use the microcrystal clear to glue it in place. If I'm worried about, we'll just see how good it is. You know, I never did try it on a painted surface. In other words, gluing painted surface to painted surface. A painted part to another painted part. Would it work out or wouldn't it? And also, maybe I'll wait until the weld bond glue comes, which I think is coming tomorrow. No, it's coming, I think it's coming, it doesn't matter. Anyway, it's coming real soon. And maybe do a test on a glass slide. You know, a little bit of this, a little bit of the weld bond, a little bit of the, I think it's LePage's glue that I have. I'm just looking for it. Oh, here it is. Yeah, LePage. It's a well-known brand. And you just compare all of them at the same time, so I don't waste too much time here. And my problem is when I, 2 or 3 months down the road, when I come to another place where I have to use a glue similar to this, I generally will forget that I've come to the conclusion that, yeah, say for instance the microcrystal clear is the best. It dries the most transparent. It dries in such a way that it's not going to reflect light. In other words, you're not going to even know it's there. It's just going to glue the parts together, and the joints are going to just sort of blend in. You know what I mean, I think. Yeah, no big news today. We're ready for Missy the dog. It's not snowing outside. No, everything's pretty much the same way as it was. But we got another 3-4 months to go. We'll see what happens. I still haven't got snowed in, but I'm anticipating that one of these days I'm going to go to try and open my outside door, and I'm going to find that it's drifted right in. And I'm just hoping that my bike box, which is sitting there, is not going to make it worse than it is some years. Like, it wouldn't be the first time that I couldn't get the door open. So how did I get out, right? Seems to me that somebody came by and shoveled me out one time. But anyway, let's recompose here and take a look at this, and then we'll move on to step 57 and see what we can do. We are zoomed in about as much as we can get here without putting on the super macro or doing some sort of digital zoom thing. And the digital zoom thing, I don't know, sometimes I wonder about it. Everything gets more, you might say, grainy. Okay, just let me turn off my rotation here. All right. I would say offhand it is not quite as clear as the plastic part that we are dealing with here. And let's just see now how much of an effort it's going to take to pry this off of here. I'm going to try not to, got to hold it down somehow to hold against myself here. And we're just going to sort of see if we can break this off. What's going to happen? Okay, clearly it is not sticking the same way as the Tamiya extra thin would have, because the Tamiya extra thin would have caused the plastics to actually meld together, whereas this, you can see here where I'm starting to lose perspective here. Anyway, you get the idea. It actually kind of does what it's supposed to do, in a way. We'll see how the regular glue works on something like this. But by regular glue I mean the white glue, the weld bond, and the LePages. Okay, I think we probably poked at this enough here now, haven't we? Now this piece here that I made the other day is ready to paint. Maybe I could have done a better job getting rid of some. I thought I'd sanded that, but maybe I didn't. Get rid of that seam there. Okay, I'm gonna have to do that. I won't do it now. Okay, I guess it's this part here, the clear part that I remember sanding. Yeah, I guess I forgot to do this one. Okay, I will do it. However, what I started to say is I made the mistake of gluing this gray plastic piece together before I laid the clear plastic part in the right spot. And then by the time I remembered it, I couldn't force this apart anymore. And I had to sort of guess as to how far down it went. I think I might have glued it about a millimeter or two far up, too far out, but it's not going to make too much of a difference. Where it might have been a problem is that the way this optic on the top was supposed to be facing might have been off. Maybe it was supposed to be looking dead ahead, and now it might not be. And yet, on the other hand, it is not keyed right here. So I don't, if I get this sanded, it's not going to matter how I put this on the part later. So it's not a big deal. But anyway, well, I guess I'm doing a lot of talking here. What we're going to want to do is make sure that we get this part glued in place first. Oh my, all of that. Now you can see here where there's a positioning hole right there. And on this, there's actually a little peg that has to go down in that. So we want to get this in the right spot before we try and glue it in place. I am beating this to death. When I was editing out yesterday's episode, I noticed that I had accidentally broken this piece right here. I think it probably happened when I was trying to hang on to it, and I should have maybe fixed it last night already. See if I can, where's my tweezers here? Just try and pull this out. I don't want to break it off either. I don't know if I'm going to be able to. It doesn't want to stay in the right position. It wants to snap back. I think what's happened is that. Let's see if I can. Let me get this out of the way here. Okay. Okay, I think you can see what I'm trying to do. I might have to fasten this part down in something so that I can sort of manipulate both these parts together. And it could be that this part here that I'm holding onto with the tweezer, I might have to use a little bit of extra thin to sort of dissolve it a little bit, because it keeps wanting to spring back the way you see it. Yeah, it's too bad I wasn't being careful. I remember thinking about this before I started working on this part. I thought I got to be careful here. Then I guess I got a little bit ham-handed. Okay, let's just worry about that later. And we are going to first let's do a dry run here. Make sure we're going to get this right. This has to go in here like this. Yeah, just like that. Maybe I could almost leave it there. No, we'll put some glue in it here. Okay. You know, there's got to be a more awkward way that I could do this. I'm sure there is. Okay, now then this piece is going to go on here. Yeah, that's got it. Okay. And now we know that this part is in the right location. Okay, I think I'm just going to quickly do that off camera here. So why am I... Okay. Let's let it wick its way along in that crack, and it will. Okay, now let's not get our fingers in it. Okay, we'll turn it over and do the other side. I don't think it's going to go into the green cloth. Alright, I don't think I need to clamp that. I think just giving a little bit of a squeeze here is all we need. And then later on we will scrape off the squeeze out. Okay, easy does it here now. Just try and hold against myself because I'm going to put a little bit of force on this. I just have this thing locked in the helping hands here. Whoops. Okay. Now let's see if I just squeeze that together. It doesn't want to stay. Okay. Maybe I'll put a little bit of extra thin right down here on this joint. That might be too much, just to let it kind of soften everything. Now if I put some right there, now I realize that's in the wrong place, but try and squeeze this together. You know, I'm going to do a lot of work here and probably find out that we're not going to see this thing anyway. Okay, let me check the monitor. How's that look? Hey, that's not bad. Okay, let's just leave well enough alone and try and be very careful now when we add the other 3 pieces to this, or 2 pieces rather. Hello, Missy. Hello, Missy. Yeah, come on in. Oh, look at you. All snowy. All snowy. All right. You gonna come and have a treat? Or are you gonna wait for Max? Max is coming, don't worry. Max is coming. Okay. I know you smell my pizza, don't you? You can smell the pizza. Okay. Here we go. Hi, Max.
Hey, Ron.
Boy, she was anxious this morning. Anxious to get in for the treats.
She's a hungry girl, is she?
A hungry girl. Let me get my chair right here.
I tweaked my back in the gym, so I got pain along the lower back. But that's just being 77. There's something new every day, you know?
77. Well, wait till you're 78.
Well, you gotta be lucky to be 78. Tell either of my brothers that. They would have been lucky if they made it to 78. Martha too.
Yeah.
Oh! How are you?
I'm okay. Yeah, I'm okay.
So we take the kids out this morning.
Oh,
I'll probably have a steak sandwich, medium rare. Instead of onion rings and salad, I see if they'll give me a little mashed potatoes and gravy.
well, I'm gonna have pizza.
Oh, I'm looking right at it, aren't I?
Yeah, that's
What's the white part on the bottom? Is that cheese?
no. Well, yeah, there's cheese and potato,
Ah, that's nice.
like scallop potato, you know, that kind of thing.
Beautiful.
And I didn't have any pizza crust, and it was sort of an experiment to see if I could use potato as a crust. A bad idea.
But it tastes good.
It does. It tastes real good. Yeah, it just.
You just nuke that for what, 2 minutes?
Probably less than 2 minutes. It depends on what setting.
She's hard to say no to, isn't she?
Yeah, you're
You got your guard for a minute and you got slurped.
yeah, such a sweetheart, aren't you? I put a towel on here, Missy, because I'm trying to keep my pants a little clean for a change. I don't know if it's going to work out or not, but yeah. Oh, look at that. She's ready to go.
Making eye contact.
Yeah, ready to go.
Let's blow this pop stand, pops. We've eaten everything we can. Go home, see mommy, chew bone.
Oh, look at you. You're just ready to say goodbye, aren't you? Yeah. Thanks for coming, Missy. Yeah, thanks for coming.
Thanks, Rod.
Okay, we'll see you.
See you this half.
You betcha.
You ready to go in, eh? Want me to hurry up?
Bye, Missy.
Bye-bye, Rod. Go see Mom.
Missy the dog. Missy the dog. Okay. Now what we want to do, probably about half an hour has passed since I glued this up, but I still want to be very careful with it. It's going to be very easily rebroken, and I'm noticing it's not 100% straight, although it's not bad. It's not bad. So we've got to glue 2 more parts on. I think this part goes on something like this, and then this part goes on top of that. I think. I'll just check the manual, but I think that's what's supposed to happen here. So let's just be very careful here. Put this down very gently, which is getting harder and harder for me to do as the years go by. Okay, let's recompose. Okay, now if we view this piece that we repaired in the manual here, we don't see it because it's on the far side. In other words, the manual's view is like this. And I don't think that this piece right here matters how it goes on. There doesn't seem to be any distinctive difference anywhere on it. So that's going to go like that. However, this part here, it does seem to be a little bit different, as you can see. And we do have to have it so that it almost looks like a whistle, doesn't it? But I'm sure it's not. Okay, now this is supposed to be turned something like this. So let me aim it straight at me here so I can see it here. Yeah, I think it's supposed to be like that. Okay. Now we could probably, I was going to say we could probably do this in just one go. Just let well, no, I better do it in 2 goes here. Okay, let's put grab this here. And I'm trying to do it on camera and it's just not, let me zoom out a bit. Okay, now you can see what I'm doing. Obviously, I was not prepared. Okay. Let's turn it over without dropping it. And we put that on here. And I don't think it matters, like I say, which way it goes. However, this other piece, it's a different story. Okay. Okay, it doesn't matter if it's crooked, we can always straighten it. We have I'm guessing about 2 minutes before this glue sets to the place where you can't do anything with it. Okay, well that's just about dead on. That looks good to me. Maybe a little bit slumped over to the left. Okay, I think we basically got it here. Now, when I gave this 60 seconds in the microwave, a lot of the cheese melted here. It didn't keep its shape, you might say. No, the taste is going to be the same. What do we got here? Ground beef? Yeah, ground beef. Okay, we got onions, potato, mozzarella cheese, and pepperoni. And I will not use potatoes again. Okay, moving right along here in step 57. We've got this part done. We just did this. This piece was made several days ago. Next thing it shows us doing is taking, it looks like this piece right here, and which way is this supposed to go? Okay, let's okay, I think it has to go this way, because if you notice there's it's kind of hard to tell here, but there's a little key place right here, and this is keyed. It's kind of hard to see, but it's got a little flat area, and that all is on this side of the right here. So I guess this, you know, it has to go this way. So that means that the conning tower and everything, which we have not assembled completely because we were not going to glue the clear plastic side on until after the everything was painted. Where's those parts? Just let me, excuse my reach here. Okay. All right, so this has to go, let me zoom in a bit here. Okay, we got to get this glued on. But you know what? There's nothing else we can do here until I sand this down and paint this part. And also the ladder, I believe I should paint first, because it's got to go inside all of this somehow. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to call her quits for today. What do we got here? 12:51 in the afternoon. Quite often I get a coffee visitor on Pizza Day, but he hasn't phoned, so I think probably because it's Christmas holidays and so on, the kids are out of school and what have you. Naturally, he's going to want to spend time with the family, and that's a great thing, actually. So, in other words, I'm probably not going to get a coffee visitor this afternoon, or he would have called by now. I could keep going on this, but I think I'm going to call her quits and try and figure out, better what I'm going to do here. Well, one thing I can do is sound this. If I do it today, maybe I'll do it on camera, and we'll have a rollback tomorrow. And maybe not. We'll just see how it goes. In the meantime, folks, thanks for watching, everybody. And all being well, we're going to see you tomorrow.